Hello my gorgeous babes out there and welcome. In today's video, I wanted to test out some new makeup. A lot of this stuff I got from the Sephora sale. I wanted to put it on, create some looks, see if I have some new favorites, hopefully no fails, and just hang out with you guys for a little bit. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot of stuff on indie makeup, so if those are things you like to watch, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Okay, my little love buckets, I am struggling right now. I have like the worst allergies, but every time people do yard work, my allergies are on like a 10. No matter how much medicine I take, they don't go away. So I might look like a hot mess in this video. I feel like my nose is like slightly red, but that's where I am at. If you don't want allergies, don't move to Texas. And if you don't have allergies and you live in Texas, I wish I was you. But a lot of the makeup I want to put on today, I got from the Sephora sale. There's a few things I bought from other like sites, but overall, I think most of this stuff you can get in Sephora, but I want to scooch a little closer. Honestly, I don't even have to zoom my camera and I kind of sit like far from the screen. And I just want to try this out. Let me pull my hair back. So the first thing I want to put on my face is this from Hourglass. This is the Vanish Airbrush Primer. Has been on my wish list forever, and once the sale rolled around, I was like, the time is now. And this is like almost 50 bucks, so I wanted somewhat of a discount. But I'm going to squeeze it on my hands. This is what it looks like. It's pretty thick, but it looks like a moisturizer. It doesn't have a smell to it. And I'm just gonna like dig that right into my pores. This is supposed to like be one of those kind of like smoothing primers, and I need all the help I can get with smoothing out my skin. I have very textured skin. I have enlarged pores. I have this hot mess going on my face. I think I got bit by like a spider or something. So this primer is feeling really nice. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but it feels like it's just meshing right into the skin. So now I'm gonna go into the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. This is the Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer. And I got the shade 32N, which I think was described as medium neutral. I adore this like packaging, the squeezy tube action. And I'm gonna use this OYS foundation brush. I don't even know, oh, it doesn't have a label on it, but you can also, I think, get this from Sephora, but I'm just gonna squeeze it right there. I think that's a good amount. And I'm just kind of like dab it on my face. What do we think of that color? Oh, that's a good color. And it's like on the thicker side, it's not runny at all. And I'm just going to use that to even out my skin tone. That's what I like about skin tints. They're really natural. They make everything look nice and even without being like heavy on the skin, or like, you know, like a foundation where you feel like you're almost putting a mask on sometimes. But I'm just spreading it all out. Just gonna get it like fully blended. Now let's get into this concealer from Rose Inc. I don't know what the actual name is, but I think there's only one concealer from Rose Inc. This is in the shade LX050, which is described, I think, as light medium neutral, which is the shade I usually go in for concealers. This is what the applicator looks like. It's one of those big doe foots. I really like the packaging. It is glass, so it feels very fancy. But I'm just gonna put some under my eyes. I usually concentrate here. Here, oh, that shade looks perfect for me, actually. Put some on my nose. This is supposed to be hydrating as well, and I thought, hey, this would probably go really good with the skin tint for that more like glowy, fresh wear makeup. And so I'm gonna use this concealer brush from Pat McGrath, which I think they also sell on Sephora, and just kind of spread it first, and then I like to go over with the foundation brush and just like really like blend it into the skin. But yeah, this looks like it has more lighter coverage, maybe medium coverage. It's definitely not full coverage, but I don't think it's advertised to be full coverage. All right, so that's what it looks all blended out. It does look hydrating. It is like a medium, light medium coverage, but it looks really healthy under the eyes. It gave a little additional coverage, and it blended like right into the skin tint. So now I want to probably set down. No, I'm gonna try the stick bronzer here. I always forget when I have cream face products, but this is from Rare Beauty. This is the Effortless Warm Bronzer or something like that. But this is the shade Power Boost, and I mentioned I was worried that this won't be like dark enough, but you know, we shall see. It might look better like once I put it out on the skin. It's not too light. It's supposed to have like a neutral undertone, more than like having like a warm undertone or like cool. But I still think it looks a little too light. I like my bronzers to look a little darker than this. I mean, it's not terrible. This would probably do really well in like the winter time when I'm like my most fair, but like summertime I want to look like really warm and sun-kissed. But I do like the undertone, and the like darker shade had more of that warm, like really bronzy undertone, so I thought I would try this one first. But I might get that one as well, so I can maybe like customize the shade for me and mix them, because I feel like the shade range was kind of off in this. They didn't have that much options, and I think I just need like a shade in between the like darker shade and this shade to like be perfect for me. But dang, that's blending out like nothing. I barely had to tap on it. It's so creamy. Do you guys even notice that I have bronzer on? Yeah, I wish this was darker. So now I want to powder, because we need powder. I need it in my life. I can't keep it like this, even though I wish I could, because it looks so good and fresh. I feel like I need to turn up the light a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. But I'm going to try this Nakia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. If you don't know who Nakia Joy is, she's a huge beauty influencer from Australia. She has her own cosmetics line. I'm going to take this dirty sponge. I see her usually do that method with this powder, and she kind of like presses it into the skin. So I'm going to use this to set the under eyes. I love like the vanilla scent. Let me tap out these little lines that are forming, because that always happens if I don't set my under eyes. And now I'm going to just kind of tap that on. Oh my god, it's so soft. I hope this works for me. I hope this becomes a holy grail and replaces my Too Faced Perfect Peach Powder that is discontinued now. But that, oh my god, my skin feels like literally it feels like velvet. It has like a really soft focus look to it. You guys see that? Now I feel like my lighting is too bright, right? Wow, it smoothed out my under eyes too. Oh my god, this is really pretty. So I think I'm gonna press some over here where I like get very oily, just to help with that. And this is supposed to, I think, have like a matte finish to it. And it's not like making like a cast or anything on my skin from what I can see. It's just kind of blending right in. I just remembered I have a cream blush that I wanted to try, but that's just what I do. I always forget. But this is from One Size Beauty. This is the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio in a Freaky Peach, which I think is going to go really well with the look that I want to do. Oh, yes, it's so warm and beautiful. I'm going to try. I'm going to see if this cream blush, because there's a cream here, a matte blush, and like a sheeny blush, but I'll use that as a topper. It says you can use like all three kind of layered on one another. So I'm going to pick it up with this like fluffy powder brush, and I'll see if I can actually lay this over powder. Oh yeah, it's not lifting up any of my like powder or foundation or causing like anything to patch off. So that's good to know. That's really good, because I always forget to not powder my face when I'm like using cream products, and I'm using cream products more. I just don't use them often enough to remember not to powder before I put them on. But I'm happy that it's not picking up any of the foundation. So I'm just kind of blending that in. So now I'm going to go over with the powder in the middle here and see how that lays on top. Let me get a like another brush. This is from Kaleidos. This is their blush brush. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to dust off the excess. A lot of kickback is coming off. And I'm just going to lay that on top. It's going to be like a great base for this to stick to. Oh, yeah, it is. That is like the way to go if you want like more of like an intense blush moment, to go on with the cream of blush and then like put this over it. And I think that was like the point, was to kind of like layer them all up on one another. But I'm going to try to see if I can share this out. I'm just, you know, always doing too much when it comes to blush. And now I want to go over that with the glowy part in here. And I'm just going to use the Kaleidos brush again. And I just want, you know, glowy cheeks. I love a lot of like glow over here. I mean, I prefer glowy blushes more than matte ones. Oh yeah, that has like a little bit of like a gold sheen to it, which this reminds me of some of the other like blushes I have in my collection, like the one from Natasha Denona, that little cream palette. So I'm gonna go over the like bronzer stick because I don't feel like you even can tell I have bronzer on. I'm gonna go in with the One Size Beauty Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio. And I'm gonna use the shade, what shade am I gonna use? I think I'm gonna use this one, this warmer bronzer in here, just to add a little bit more warmth, to get that like summer glow going on, because I could use some. So I'm gonna go on the top one. This one is all powders. There's no cream options in this one, but it looks like there's like a warm one, a neutral one, and a like more cool tone one that you can use like as a contour. But I'm just gonna lay that down here and just kind of blend it into the blush. So now I think we should do some highlighter. I have this one from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the new Pillow Talk Multi Glow Beautifying All Over Glow Highlighter. That's such a long name. I got the shade Dreamlight, which this one was said to do really well for warm undertones. I don't have warm undertones, but the other one looked a little too icy. That was for cool tones. This has like a bunch of different options in here, so I'm thinking maybe I'll just use this edge. I'm not going to mix them all together. I think I'm going to use the side that looks a little bit more champagne. Hopefully I can just pick that up because, I mean, it's kind of a small strip. And I'm going to put that right there on the apples of my cheeks, even though my cheeks are pretty glowy right now, but I just want to add, I guess, some more glow. Oh, it's definitely adding. And that is definitely more of like a champagne. Now I want to do my brows. I'm trying the Gwen Stefani line. This is GXVE. This is their Hella On Point Ultra Fine Pencil. I got the shade 6, which I think was brown black, but it's like a super like fine tip pencil. And I'm just going to try it out and like shape out my brows. And I'm going to start off at this end. I kind of like to like really fill out like the tail end of the brows. And then I like to go a little bit more lightly, but I'm just kind of starting off with this shade. It's nice and pigmented, and it's going on really easily. Like, you don't have to press the pencil down hard. The pigmentation and like the colors just coming right off. I think this pencil product is just very easy to use. Great pigmentation, but it's easy to kind of soften up the color, but it's not just like moving around so easily that you're starting to like lose some of the color. This looks really good. It's a perfect shade for me. I'm gonna run some like brow wax real quickly through the brows and then I'll be back. So I'm back, the brows are done. Do they look on fleek? Does anyone even say that anymore? But I do really like the brow pencil so far. But now I wanna get into the Melt Gemini palette. This is a re-release from Melt. They came out with like new packaging. Now this used to be sold out, or maybe they discontinued it, but they brought it back and I'm so excited. I've been wanting to try this palette. It's very grungy, totally up my alley in terms of what I like to wear on my eyes. So I'm gonna start off with the shade called Fire OG. This more like mid-toned olive shade that's leaning very warm. I'm just gonna get in there. I'm gonna dust off the excess because Melt's eyeshadows tend to be very powdery. I did prime my eyes with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but I wanna start off with that as like my initial transition and kind of build up from there. Oh wow, look at that pigmentation though. Now I want to get into the shade right here called Mochi, which is a lighter olive that's leaning a little bit more yellow. I'm going to use that shade on the edge of the olive shade. I want to get a little bit more warmer, a little bit more grungy, and I'm going to use that to blend out the edge of that olive matte. So now I want to get into the Bonnie shade, which is this black matte, and I'm going to just smoke this look up and get it to look a little bit more like dark, get some more depth in here. I did dust off the excess and I'm just kind of concentrating it right now on the outer corner, and I'm going to bring it a little bit into the crease. So I'm actually bringing it in a little further, almost all over the lid. I just really like how this shade is performing And I just want it to actually make it even more smoky. So I'm kind of bringing it further in now. I want to do the lower lash line. I'm going to take the shade Leo, the even darker olive. I'm going to run that through the bottom part on just like the lower lash line. And just like use more shades. This is like the deepest olive shade in the palette. I'm just going to run that all on the lower lash line. Alright, so I finished the lower lash line. I did also bring some of the Bonnie shade on the outer corner, the black, and I used the Mochi shade, that warm, lighter olive, to blend out the edges. And I put a little bit of glitter primer from Give Me Glow. I just kind of tapped it over the black. And now I'm going to get into the shade called Goals, the olive metallic in here. And I'm just going to cover like all the inner part with that olive shade. And kind of like layer it over just to the black matte, which doing this is just making, you know, the shade even more like deeper and more smoky, the olive metallic. So I'm going to go in with the lightest metallic right here called Gemini, and I'm going to use that in the inner corner just to brighten up the look a little bit. I'm going to pick it up on the brush and I'm going to wet the brush, and I just want to avoid having too much like little shimmer fallout, but I'm just going to concentrate that right there. Good, it's definitely bright enough to be an inner corner highlight. So that's all the shadows that I'm going to use on my eyes. I want to get into this little lash set from Nakia Joy. This is their natural set. And I'm thinking I want to use this bottom one. I'm feeling this set right here the most. It's kind of like flared out. It's still a little dramatic. And I'm going to see how these work on me. So let me like get them right and trim them a little bit. And then I'll come back and show you guys how they look on the eyes. Alright, I'm back, and these lashes were really easy to put on. They're like very flexible. The band is super thin, and I love how like natural these look. I mean, it made my lashes look like more enhanced and full, but in a like natural way that I feel like almost looks like my lashes, but better. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And I did go in with the Nabla Cupid's Arrow, the black one in the waterline, and I tight lined with it as well. And I used the Rare Beauty mascara, which I picked up a new one of this during the sale. And now I want to do the lippy. And the only lippy I have to try is this one from Rose Inc. This is in the shade called Grateful, which kind of looks like a rosy brown. And I think it will work with the look. I think it will. We'll give it a try. And this is one of their new like satin lipsticks. And I want to see. I'm not even going to line my lips because I'm lazy. And I'm just going to put this on. Oh yeah. It has great pigmentation. And it's super creamy. So here's the lippy. It's nice and opaque. It has a slight sheen on it, but it's like not overly glossy. It glides right on. It feels also very hydrating. And this I would say is kind of like a rosy brown, maybe like a brownie mauve. And I actually think it looks fine with the eye look, and the formula seems so nice. So that is it for the look. I mean, look at the skin. It looks so natural and glowy. The eyes look so beautiful and smoky. I love this lip color. And actually, I'm pretty happy with everything. So let me zoom you guys out so I can wrap up this video. I love how my makeup turned out. I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder. Like, I cannot stop staring at myself, and I feel like I look like a snack. And I just love when makeup can make you feel so good. Like, I feel like I'm ready to conquer the day. But I do feel like I found some new faves. Like, these are some gems right here. And it's very rare that you buy a bunch of new makeup and everything seems to work out. But that's good for my pockets, because I would hate to buy a bunch of stuff that I didn't end up liking. But the Rare Beauty skin tint is really lightweight. I don't even feel it on my skin. I feel like my face looks just very natural and fresh and glowy. I'll have to test that out more and see how well it lasts on my oily skin, but I do like how it looks right now. The concealer was very hydrating and soft. It gave more of a medium coverage. It was easy to blend out, so I'm really liking this product from Rose Inc. And I think the primer was nice. It's a little bit more thick, like a thicker moisturizer, but it has like a slightly gel feel, but I do feel like it kind of filled in my pores, made my skin look a little bit more flawless, gave like a nice little canvas for the makeup to sit on. I think the powder is is going to be one of my faves out of everything. Like the way it set my makeup was so nice. This one from Nakia Joy. I have no creasing under my eyes. I have a lot of fine lines under there, and I've never found a powder that actually like fully blurred my under eyes. So that is really shocking, and it set the makeup really nicely. It had a beautiful, nice, soft vanilla scent. So I'm happy overall with the complexion. I do think the One Size Beauty products are really nice. I like that there's like different formulas in the blush. I like that there's different undertones in the bronzer. So I feel like these are just very like easy to use and very versatile. Now for the highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's nice, but I don't think it's anything special. I don't think it's really worth the hype like that, but it does look nice. Now I feel like most of the glow is really coming from the blush, not the highlighter. This almost feels more like a radiant powder, like a glowy setting powder almost, but I'll have to use like the other shades. I only focused on like one little strip on the like palette, so maybe if I try the other ones or mix them all together, I might think differently. I also feel like this could make a really glowy blush on the cheeks, so I'll try that too. As for the eyeshadow palette, I think it is the Good Melt formula, pigmented, blendable. I love this smoky olive look that I was able to create, so I think that's a good one. The lashes from Nakia Joy are very lightweight. They look very natural, but they've given me like length and volume, and they're very light. The band was very soft and flexible. I was able to kind of mold it to my eye shape, so I'm excited to try those other lashes, and now I get why Nakia always like raves about her lashes. I think the brow pencil from Gwen Stefani's like new line is pigmented, it's easy to use, it's creamy. It was a great shade for my brows, and it was able to just like fill in my brows and not give me any issues. And I don't think it's too creamy where it's like too slidey at all. So I'll have to see how this like lasts on my brows, and hopefully if it stays put, I could see this replacing my Kosas brow pencil, because I like that this is a little creamier. The Kosas one is a little bit more drier, a little bit more tuggy, and I think this one was just easier to use. I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, the lipstick. It's beautiful. It is very lightweight. I don't feel like I have anything on my lips. It feels hydrating. It has good color to it. I like the shade that I have on. It went on really easily. I could see myself getting more shades from Rose Inc. But that was everything that I tried in this video. I'm very happy with how my look turned out, and I just had fun trying some new makeup. But you guys will have to let me know in the comments below, what have you tried? Have you tried any of these products? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video and you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will link all the makeup products that I used today if you want to check them out for yourself. I'll have other videos of mine you might be interested in, as well as my contact and social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. If you want to check me out over there, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for hanging out with me and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And I just hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And I'm just sending you all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.